Waji Khalsa, Waji Fateh Sangaji. Welcome on this beautiful, blessed, wonderful day to come together to remember the pathless path. And so I'm really excited to share today the words and the teachings of the gurus of the Sikh lineage. And we're going to better understand how they themselves would perceive the mind. How does the enlightened perceive the mind? How do they interact with the mind? How do they speak to the mind? What is their relationship with the mind? And how can we realign our own minds back to that divine state, that divine frequency of being, of seeing, of experiencing this thing we call life? And so first, before we dive into the enlightened perspective, we must understand our own predicament. Let's examine our own minds for a moment. Even you can just take a look at me or take a look at yourself. Why am I wearing this orange? Why do I have this beard and this turban and this look and this feel? Like this current form, this physical appearance, but even beyond that, our behavior patterns, the choice of our words, the preferences, the type of things that we like and we dislike, how we manifest externally in this world is a careful construction over years and years, and if we listen to the enlightened, over lifetimes and lifetimes of these agreements, these contracts, these cause and effect that we have cultivated within ourselves. So we are the culmination of all of those incremental moments. Even in this moment right now, in the way that you're perceiving the way that I'm saying these things, whether you accept them or not, this is going to potentially become a construct of your ego and how you relate with the world. So these agreements, though, that we create deep within ourselves are so much stronger than the ones that we make with the outside world. Because you can't get out of karmic entanglement as easy as you can as just a flimsy false promise, or maybe let's say some business agreement or contract that you can hire a lawyer to get out of. Unfortunately, karma, we can't hire a lawyer to get out of that as easily. But we will look at what we can do to make the situation a little less sticky, a little less tricky. And so after these years of lifetimes of conditioning and the repetition of these behaviors, the repetition of these thoughts, these looping thoughts, these self-sabotage loops, when we keep doing them over and over, it's like we're feeding this fire, and that fire won't go out no matter how much you try to douse it out. You try to go to retreats, you try to go to workshops, you try to go to this, you try to go to that. These fires are like those fires, when they're in the Middle East and they take over the oil refineries and they blow them up. Those fires that are burning in that oil, it's like they could pour as much water as you want on it, it's still not going to go out, But luckily there is a way, right? And of course, one of those ways that we like to say is like, okay, great, we're just going to change your behavior. We're going to change our mind, right? And maybe this is step one. And you can try that for yourself. Many of these surface level things, it's maybe you do change your mind and maybe you change your behavior in a day or maybe a week or a month. That's great. And we applaud that effort. But we're talking about the deep, sticky things. We're talking about the 5 thieves: anger, greed, lust, ego, and attachment. Anyone that says that they can just change that in just at the flip of the switch, perhaps anything is possible. But in my own personal practice and looking at other spiritualists as well on this path, these are very difficult agreements to shift. So you've got to get all the help you can, because it's probably impossible to accomplish by yourself. And then enlightened would say, actually it is. And it's only by Guru's grace that we would be able to overcome some of these very difficult behavior patterns that we keep going back to for some reason. It's like a fly going back to dung. It's like You could be a bee going to honey, but instead we're a fly choosing to go back over to this terrible situation. So how can we shift that relationship with the mind? How can we remind our mind, hey, let's not be in the gutter. There is a better way. And so I'm going to share this transmission with you from the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And I'm going to invite you all in just a moment to just simply receive, because these are the Guru's words. And we're going to do it in English. But before we do that, the first mention in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji from Guru Nanak Dev Ji is in Ang 20. He says, listen, first word, listen, O my mind, my friend, my darling. Now is the time to meet the Lord. As long as there is youth and breath, give this body to him. Without virtue, it is useless. The body shall crumble into a pile of dust. O my mind, earn the profit before you return home. This is the very first mention of this concept of O my mind, of Guruji speaking to his mind. And the very first word, before he even references, is listen. So getting our minds to begin to listen to the words of the Guru, listen to the words of the enlightened, right? And then he says, my friend, my darling, like he's befriending his mind. His relationship is not that it's something that he's getting into a fight with. He's like, hey, I want to remind you, now is the time to meet the Lord. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not 10 years in the future. Now, as long as you have this youth, this breath, give this body to him. It's like, if you are on this call right now, you are remembering the path. It's like you have the chance. You are able-bodied. You can actually do the work. The great work is what they call it, right? And they say, without virtue, it is useless. This body shall crumble into a pile of dust. Like, we're not taking our body with us to the next life, right? So accumulate those 5 divine virtues in this lifetime while you can. Remember that. Oh, my mind, earn the profit before you return home. And returning home means as you pass and you go into your next life, right? So earn that profit, that true trade in the true currency. And so we're going to understand this relationship in so much more depth. But first, before we do that, I'd just like you close your eyes and just fully receive the words of the Guru as I go through every single mentioning of how he spoke to his mind in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And then we're going to go back and break this down. So feel free to close the eyes, relax the body into a relaxed position, and you can either repeat the words in your mind or you can stay connected to the Shabad. O my mind, drink in the sublime essence of the Lord, and your thirst shall be quenched. O my mind, meditate on the immaculate Lord, har, har. O my mind, day and night you are always full of wishful hopes. O my mind, give up slander, egotism, and arrogance. O my mind, become Gurmukh and meditate on the Lord. Listen, O my mind, hurry to the protection of the Guru's sanctuary. O my mind, see the Lord ever close at hand. O my mind, remain awake and aware night and day, and think of the Lord. O my mind, meditate on the name of the Lord. O my mind, you are filled with the filth of egotism. O my mind, walk in harmony with the true Guru. O my mind, surrender to the Guru's will. O my mind, attuned to the Naam, you shall find peace. O my mind, coming to the sanctuary of the Guru, you shall become immaculate and pure. O my mind, the Lord is the giver of peace. O my mind, praise the Creator. O my mind, focus your consciousness on the One. O my mind, chant the name with intuitive peace and poise. O my mind, meditate on the name of the Lord. Har, har. O my mind, give up all these efforts. O my mind, seek the sanctuary of God. O my mind, serve the true Guru. O my mind, vibrate and meditate forever on the Lord with single-minded love. O my mind, there is no other as great as the Guru. O my mind, attach yourself to the service of the true Guru. O my mind, focus your consciousness on the true Guru. And he continues by saying many other references to how he speaks to his mind. But I wanted to just give a little insight into some of the phrases and what he's actually doing with his mind. And of course, Guruji is already enlightened. Okay, so let us get that out of the way. So he doesn't need to speak to his mind because he doesn't have a mind to speak to in this way. But he's laying out the groundwork for us, those people that still have a mind to have a relationship with, right? Like Guruji is completely, absolutely cleansed, clear, purified, and aligned with the divine. So he's perfect direct representation of the divine. But us, we've got this mind that wants to dance with us, right? And so he's sending us these reminders of how to realign our minds. Here Guruji is giving clear instruction to the mind. He's telling his own mind, as if it were a dog, training it, do this and don't do that. So ourselves, when we see things that are in our self-reflection, of things that are coming up, things that we don't feel quite in harmony with, something a little icky, like this is an opportunity for us to realign our mind. You can take that moment to reflect on what came up for you and why it came up for you. What didn't feel good in your heart? Did you cause pain and suffering to yourself or another? Did you stray from the path? This is a great moment to reflect on that and give your mind clear instruction of what it should be doing. Otherwise, what you're saying is you're giving permission for your mind to act out of accordance with the true path. So in that moment, that's a missed opportunity if you just allow it to be. And that's totally fine. You know, we're human. But Guruji is showing us what we should be aligned to and what we should be seeking, right? So, and he's not afraid to call himself out. He says right here, "Oh my mind, you are filled with the filth of egotism." Like if you see it, you can just become aware of it. The moment you become aware of something, your mind is like a supercomputer. It doesn't want to be inefficient. It doesn't want to do the wrong thing. It doesn't want to feel like it's a bad person. It always wants to serve you. So if you keep inputting signals to the mind that this negative thing is good for you, well, it's going to keep feeding you thoughts and emotions and energy to be like, hey, keep going back to that thing, whether it's drugs or lust or using anger to get your way, whatever it is. So you need to break the habit. You need to break the cycle. One of the beautiful ways is simply by becoming aware that there's something keeping you trapped. And the moment in that awareness, the mind will want to self-correct. And Guruji shows us, well, if you want to give it the correction, you need to know what is the path, right? Luckily, Guruji has already given us all the codes. So literally, you can just repeat his own words and try this, and you'll see it's very healing for your mind to come back into attunement, right? But of course, this requires, oh my mind, surrender to the Guru's will. Does the mind want to die? The mind is, the moment that you become aware of it, sometimes it does want to fight with you, and we'll see that later as well. But for us, the true spiritualists, you're going to want to overwrite the thoughts of the mind, either with the Shabad or with this very clear instruction, right? So he says many beautiful things here, but it's not always just simple, clear instruction. There's also very other interesting things that come up. It's like, for instance, he says, "Oh, my thoughtless and foolish mind, think, in the end, nothing shall be yours." So this is a very different energy of how he's relating with the mind versus just very clear instruction. He's adding something a little bit more. So for instance, he says, "Oh, my thoughtless and foolish mind." So he's creating separation between his mind and his true self, because Guruji knows who he is, right? Bhai Sahib Ji always reminds us, who am I? Answer that question. Like, remember your true self. So Guruji clearly understands, oh, my thoughtless and foolish mind. He is not his thoughtless and foolish mind. So if you think that you're the thoughts that are arising within your mind, think again. And he says to his mind, think, in the end, nothing shall be yours. So he's creating this hierarchy with the mind. He's saying that I am correct, and mind, you are incorrect. Mind, you are thoughtless and foolish. You are actually beneath me, and you need to listen to me. Right? He's creating that hierarchy when in that relationship with his mind. He's putting his mind less than his true self. It's like, why do you think that you can boss me around? No, you need to listen to me. Right? And he's telling the mind, think, be logical. Right? This is not some like foo-foo spiritual thing. He's telling his mind, be logical. In the end, nothing shall be yours. So you think, my foolish mind, you think that you're going to try to stay attached to this material world. But I want you to use your logic. Right? Everything you see, including this body, is turning to dust. Right? So the mind, again, doesn't want to be foolish. It doesn't want to think of itself as a fool. It wants to think of itself, think of your mind right now. It's like super egotistical. It thinks like, oh, I'm the greatest. I'm the best person in the whole universe. Like, I'm incredible. I do nothing wrong. I'm right all the time. Like, this is the mind. So the mind never wants to be seen as foolish. So if you start telling your mind that, hey, you're being foolish, going after these things, like, why are you doing that? And be logical with it, like, the mind will self-correct on a long enough timeline. So again, this is just bringing awareness to the mind. But Guruji, when you're looking at the entire body of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it wasn't always just instruction. It wasn't always this relationship of creating the hierarchy as well. He also had another way to approach the mind, multiple ways. Later in Guruji says, "Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, reflect upon the name of the Lord of the universe. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, the Lord shall always be with you. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, without the Lord all outward show is false. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, the world is an ocean of poison. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, abide in the society of the saints. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, chanting the Lord's name, the divine light shines within. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, let your mind remain absorbed in loving devotion to the Lord. Oh dear beloved mind, my friend, the fish of the mind lives only when it is immersed in the water of the Lord." And so this should be quite clear of what you can see that he's exhibiting in this Shabad, is the fact that he's actually befriending the mind now, right? Not only does he call his mind his friend, but it's his beloved. He's in this beautiful relationship with his mind. Bhai Sahib Ji always tells us, don't fight with the mind, like redirect the energy. Make the mind a friend. And I assume that he's referencing the Shabad when he's saying this. But how can we change that relationship? Because sometimes when you're in the practice of spirituality and you keep repeating the same mistakes, sometimes you can get really, get down on yourself or get into telling yourself, oh, I could have done better, I could do this better, it's like, or you're repeating the story in your mind, or you're replaying it, like, how could I have done things a different way? It's like, oh, my stupid mind led me down the wrong path again. But here Guruji is showing us, like, there's another way as well. You can actually befriend your mind. And how can your mind become an ally? Instead of your mind giving you suggestions for negative things that take you off the path, it's like you could actually reprogram or train the mind on a long enough timeline with enough instruction, repetitive instruction, and increasing your awareness and self-reflecting daily. You can actually train that mind so now it's a friend, and a good friend is going to be there for you when you need help, when you need support, right? It's going to remind you, like, hey, you shouldn't be going down that path. Like when you start hearing that voice, it's like you're making some progress in your practice of spirituality. When you start hearing the voice of, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Hey, you should come back this way. And this is through repetition of studying your holy scriptures. This is through blessings. This is through constantly becoming more and more aware of the pitfalls of the mind and recorrecting it. So learn how to make your mind a good friend so that your friend starts giving you good advice and whispering beautiful things in your ear, versus a bad friend that's going to get you caught up in things that you wouldn't normally want to be involved with, right? So your mind is, for me, the mind is almost like the closest Sangat that you have. So, you're the sum of your 5 closest people, but you're like the one in the center. So it's very important to make sure that relationship is serving you in your absolute highest versus actually trying to take you down the path. Later, he also says, chant that name of the Lord, O my mind, which will save you at the very last moment. So for the true spiritualists, just really quickly, we have to remember, why are we doing all of this? To raise our vibration. And Guruji reminds us, it's like we're doing all of this for the exact last moment of our lives, the last breath, that we may remember the divine name versus remember being tethered to this illusion of the material world. So that's why we are reminding the mind to realign to the divine. So that way when we pass in this life, we merge into the divine versus enduring more pain and suffering in the cycle of birth and death. It says, chant that name, O the Lord, O my mind, which shall drive out all hunger and desire from your mind. O my mind, focus your consciousness on the Guru's feet. O my mind, vibrate and meditate on the name of the Lord. You shall cross over the terrifying world ocean. O my mind, God is always with you. He is your Lord and Master. Tell me, where could you run to get away from the Lord? Quickly now, run to the sanctuary of the true Guru. O my mind, following the Guru, the true Guru, you shall be saved. O my mind, serve God, the giver of all peace. Serving him, you shall come to dwell in your own home deep within. Meditate, O my mind, on the Lord Ram, with love. And he goes and he says, O my mind, seek the one who lacks nothing. This is very interesting. I have to stop here because he's telling us, now he's telling the mind to go look for something, right? All before, he's telling us, he's telling the mind these different practices and instructions to realign it. But this is something that he's telling the mind to seek outside of itself, or maybe I'm misinterpreting this because, of course, you can, the one who lacks nothing is also inside. But you can take this as sadsangat, right? So he's telling us to search maybe outside for sadsangat for somebody who lacks absolutely nothing, or maybe he's saying go search inside and find that divine light within you, that divine light which lacks nothing as well. Either way, it's very interesting because this is the first mention where he's telling us to seek something. So I think the true spiritualists should take note of that and find in their own lives that if you're filling it with people, places, and things that still need something from you, or need something from the world, then you haven't fulfilled this one key instruction. So take a look at that. That's very interesting. Okay, continuing forth, the name of the Creator is your beloved friend and child. It alone shall go along with you, O my mind. So here he tells us like the relationship of not only friendship, but that the name of the divine, the name of the Creator, is also like your child. It's the only thing that shall go along with you when you pass this life. So if it's your child, you want to take care of it. You want to feed it. You want to watch that grow, take up more space in your consciousness. Like branding in today's modern world, like you see Coca-Cola, Apple, Nike, over and over and over and over and over again. That's repetition of their name. And when you see that over and over and over and over again, subconsciously you begin to trust it without even knowing why, right? And then it becomes more attractive to you because you can trust that name now, right? And this is the same thing, like the name of the Creator, that repetition over and over and over and over, it takes up more space in your subconscious. It takes up more space within your mind. So feed it. Feed that daily through your daily sadhana by chanting the divine name, by chanting the Shabad in whichever way you connect to the divine. And by doing that, you're going to create a strong relationship with that child, and you'll have a beautiful family, versus that child wanting to run away from you and rebel against you if you don't give it any love and attention, right? So it's important that you understand the way that you should have a relationship, not only with the divine, but with the reverence for your practice that leads you to the divine, reverence for those people that lead you to the divine. That's your true family, not the illusions of the world that's going to get you caught up in taking you off the path. Later, he says, "Oh, my wandering mind, you are like a camel. How will meet the Lord, your mother? O camel-like mind, you are my friend. Abandon hypocrisy and greed. O camel-like mind, you are my breath of life. Rid yourself of the pollution of hypocrisy and doubt. O my beloved camel-like mind, search for the Lord within your own heart. O my dear beloved camel-like mind, listen only to the teachings of the Guru. O my dear beloved camel-like mind, seek the Satsanga, the true congregation and the true Guru." Wow, what's going on here? Guruji is now pointing out that his mind is like a camel. That doesn't sound so fantastic. A camel doesn't really, isn't one of the most graceful animals or powerful or strong animals. In fact, a lot of people might think a camel is not that intelligent. So what is Guruji doing here? He says, at first he says, "Oh, my wandering mind, you are like a camel. How will you meet the Lord, your mother?" He's almost insulting his mind. Like, how are you going to be able to meet the Lord if you're like this camel? And then he says, "Oh, my camel-like mind, you are my friend." So now he's saying, oh, like, what does that mean? He's seeing that the mind is not fully enlightened. He's seeing that it's foolish or being stubborn. But he's saying, "You are my friend." So Guruji is showing us acceptance, self-acceptance. Accept your mind in whatever stage of development that it is. And wherever you are on the path of spirituality, accept what your mind is showing you fully, without judgment. By judging your mind or getting into a fight with your mind, you're creating more, what Sahib would say is dust on the mirror. So when you can go into acceptance, you can bypass adding more dust, adding more layers to the mind. So even though Guruji says, "Oh, camel-like mind," he says, "You are my friend." Acceptance, abandon hypocrisy and greed. So even the mind is still hypocritical, even the mind is still greedy, he accepted it. That's an aspect of yourself. Love yourself. Self-love. Love yourself fully. Right? All of you. All of the light and all of the dark, until all that remains is your true self, right? So, and later he even goes into, from "Oh, camel-like mind," he goes into "Oh, my beloved camel-like mind." So now he's like, not only just accepting, but now he's showering love on that aspect of himself, that aspect of the mind that is perceived as negative. Then he says, "Oh, my dear beloved camel-like mind." Like, he just keeps adding on to it, like the adjectives of love and just appreciation and acceptance for this part of self, right? So even in your worst situation, terrible, dark thoughts, hold space. Radical self-responsibility. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe some lifetime in the past, I can't remember, I did some horrible thing and that thought is coming back to me, or maybe like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, something you've repressed, it's like bubbling back up, and that's not who you are today. That's fine, but you don't need to get into a tug and a pull and a fight and a wrestle with that thought or that idea. You can simply just observe it, allow it, accept it, love it, and let it pass. The other way you can do, of course, is just stay connected to the Shabad as well. So then Guruji continues, "Oh, my mind, unite yourself with the Lord. Oh, my mind, be conscious of the Supreme Lord God, the Transcendent Lord who wields all power." And this, for me, is the realignment. It's like, if you wish to realign back to the divine, unite yourself with the Lord. Be conscious of the Supreme Lord, like, who wields all power. We do not wield that power. The divine wields that power. And so we must surrender to the divine's will to be able to come into alignment with that thing, with that divine light. And this is one of my favorites. It says, "Oh my mind, each and every moment I try to instruct you, but you forsake him and entangle yourself with others." That's Bhagavad Kabir Ji. And he goes on to say, "Oh my insane mind, drink in the sublime essence of the Lord and savor its taste. Attached to other pleasures, you wander around and your life wastes away uselessly." This has got to be one of the most relatable and raw things in Sri Granth Sahib Ji, because everyone knows that the path isn't easy, and we get to keep bringing the mind back and back, over and over and over again. But even Bhagavad Kabir Ji, he's saying, "Each and every moment I try to instruct you, but you forsake him and entangle yourself with others." Like, why is this mind so insane? Why is it wander in 10 different directions? Why does it keep getting caught up in this trap or that trap, and getting pulled off the path, And hopefully we can learn from our mistakes. Hopefully we can become aware of them. Hopefully we can, gently recorrect ourselves. But it's this, the mastery is in your ability to come back. Bhai Sahib Ji says, come back to the mantra, come back to the mantra, come back to the mantra. But it's also come back to the path, come back to alignment, come back to, being connected to the divine. So it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about your ability to get back up. It's about your ability to just keep walking. You never lose. You only lose if you quit. So just don't quit. And that's the process. Like, just every single day, get back up. You get knocked down, you went out of alignment, you got into a big fight, you burned down some bridges, burn the whole village down. Get back up, rebuild it, come back again. It's that never-ending pursuit, that hunger, that desire that keeps you walking towards the light. So just don't give up, no matter how difficult things can be, because this is the one thing that will pay off dividends in the end. Here's an interesting one. "Oh my detached mind, unto whom do you show your detachment? Wherever you wander, O my mind, the Lord is there with you. Renounce your cleverness, O my mind, and reflect upon the word of the Guru's Shabad." So he says, "Oh my detached mind, unto whom do you show your detachment?" So he's talking to the mind as if the mind itself thinks it achieved something. The mind now says, "Oh, I'm so detached. I'm such a good spiritualist." But then Guruji calls it out and says, "Unto whom do you show your detachment?" So he's showing that if the mind thinks that it has achieved anything on the path of spirituality, it's just another illusion of the ego. So the ego is very tricky. And you can see that Guruji says, renounce your cleverness. So stop trying to think that you've made it. Bhai Sahib Ji always tells me, it's like the first step of spirituality is when you have no thoughts. It's a very high bar, but it also relates to this. So it's like, if you had really achieved, your mind wouldn't be telling you that you've achieved. "Oh my mind, you are the embodiment of the divine light. Recognize your own origin." So this is to know yourself, to know your true self. Okay. We might have to do a round 2 here, but I'll try to get through as much as I can here. So then Guruji goes on, "Do not indulge in envy and bickering, O my mind. Gazing upon the falseness of Maya, you have gone astray, O my mind. Serve such a true Guru, O my mind, that by serving him, God's love may be produced, and all others may be forgotten. O my unconscious mind, remain conscious of the Lord, and you shall obtain the fruits of your desires. O my mind, the Lord's name is my companion and brother. O my utterly greedy mind, you are constantly engrossed in greed. In your desire for the enticing Maya, you wander in the 10 directions. O my mind, act as it pleases God." So beautiful reminders from Guruji. And here's an interesting piece where he says, "Turn away, O my mind, turn away. Turn away from the faceless cynic. False is the love of the false one. Break the ties, O my mind, and your ties shall be broken. Break your ties with the faithless cynic. So here Guruji, previously he told us to seek the one who has nothing. But here Guruji is telling us to turn away from a certain type of person. Turn away from the faithless cynic. And he says this, false is the love of the false one. So those people who don't live in truth, those people that don't love the divine, those people that are, walking off the path, like, even if they show you love, it's false. Like, that's not the true love. And he's telling us, break any of your ties with the faithless cynic. Those people, that type of sangha you don't want to hang out with. Of course, you have a job, you have clients, you have customers, whatever it is, like, you're going to interact with the world. It is what it is. But the thing is that you don't want to associate with these people. Oh, hanging out with these people. Let's go do some sort of activity and surround yourself with that type of energy, because those thoughts, ideas, and stories that they're having are going to rub off on you, right? So don't associate with the faithless, essentially, for the true spiritualist. Again, continuing, it says, O my mind, under Guru's instruction, do good deeds. O my mind, let yourself be a sacrifice to the true name. O my mind, the treasure is within you. Do not search for it on the outside. O my mind, obtaining the blessing of this human birth, some are engaged in the trade of truth. O my mind, the world comes and goes in birth and death. Only the true name shall emancipate you in the end. O my mind, remain steady and do not wander away. O my mind, joyfully chant the name of the Lord. We got to stop there, because joyfully chant the name of the Lord. So how many times spiritualists will just be Waheguru, 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 Allahu, 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 whichever way that your name is. But you're just repeating it. You're just, oh yeah, I'm part of this meditation. No, it just becomes automatic. It becomes something that you do every single day. No, Guruji's saying joyfully chant the name of the Lord. Like, chant the name and smile. Chant the name and feel the love in your heart. Chant the name and exude that devotion, that fragrance of longing for the Lord. Like, joyfully chant the name of the Lord. So give that a try if you haven't done that practice yet. It's very, very powerful. And there's much, much more that he goes into. And I think that we do need to separate this into part 2 here. So I'm going to put a pin in it right here. And what I would like to do to wrap this up is to see that on this path of walking the authentic teachings of the East, the mind can either be your greatest enemy or it can be your greatest friend. And it depends how you have that relationship with your mind. And so it would be fantastic for everyone to take a moment today, maybe after the discourse or when you do have time, to reflect on, like, what is that relationship that I have with my mind? Is it my friend? Is it my enemy? Do I struggle with my mind? How can how can we work together? How can we work in tandem? How can we both be walking up the mountain of self-realization? Because there's a beautiful thing later where Guruji says, you too, my mind, must achieve. So, it's like your greatest potential is helping each other up. It makes walking the path so much easier when your mind is working with you versus against you, right? And this really comes back to the consistency of realigning your mind, realigning your mind, realigning your mind. The moment your mind drifts, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. And it's that awakeness, that awareness that can bring us back to that single point of focus on the actual path. So, Sanghaji, with that, we will bring the session to a close. By great good fortune, we will all be able to continue to walk the path with grace, ease, and flow, and stay connected to the Shabad and remind our mind to realign to absolute supreme divine. So Sangat Ji, thank you so much for listening today. Waheguru Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh. Realign thy mind to the absolute supreme divine. Straighten thy spine to bow down from the crown to the ground until silence is the only sound that you hear reverberating through every cell of existence, echoing eternity. Return to me to be free forevermore. This truth lies deep within your inner corridors and is only revealed to those who scrub the temple's floors. To reveal the 7 seals, you've got to feel to heal and dissolve the illusion into the real. As golden rays rising up in the end of days, it all collapses to be rebuilt again and again in the image of perfection. Can you see your own reflection in the mirror of your iris, asking who I is? Opening up my palm, asking, what is this? Is this bliss? Hands drifting in the air, fingers linger, dancing in the unseen, awakening from the dream, mind blank without a care. So beautiful God had to stop and stare. Into me, I see what it means to be in love with you. This is true intimacy. For all is God, my Lord, my God. Carry us on the wings of angels to see it all from a perspective that has no angles, no separation, no division. Just listen to your intuition and tune into the sacred mission that we are all here forgiving ourselves, for giving ourselves away. But today is a new day to break away and stand for what you are willing to fight for love, for truth, for compassion, for his love reigns supreme, everlasting, drinking from the wellspring of thy infinity, into me, through me, to be you for all eternity, cleansed, clear, purified. The lie is demystified, for your light, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, could never hide. Wa Khalsa Fateh Ji.